Namaste JVNs. खुश रहो बिटिया. I JVN Preeti Singh, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Today I will discuss about the topic regression analysis and regression modeling. This topic belongs to the subject research methodology and biostats for the B Form 8th semester students. So now move to the regression modeling. What is regression modeling? The regression model is a statistical procedure that allow a research to estimate the linear or straight line relationship that relates two or more variables. This linear relationship summarizes the amount of change in one variable that is associated with change in another variable or variables. The model can also be tested for statistical significance to test whether the observed linear relationship could have emerged by the chance or not. In this section, the two variables linear regression model is discussed in case second course in statistical methods, multivariate regression with relationship among several variables is examined. The two variables regression model assign one of the variables the status of an independent variables and the other variables the status of dependent variables. Independent variables and dependent variables is very most important for the regression model, and the other variable, the status of the dependent variable, the independent variable may regarded causing changes in the dependent variable, or the independent variable may occur prior in time to the dependent variable. It will be seen that the researcher can be certain of a causal relationship even with the regression model. However, if the researcher has reason to make one of the variable and in associated with changes in the dependent variable can be estimated. In order to use the regression model, the expression for a straight line examined first. This is given in the next section. Following this, this is the formula for the determining the regression line from the observed data. Following that, some examples of the regression line and their interpretation are given. So this is the introductory part of the regression modeling. Now we move to the linear relationship. What is the linear relationship? In the regression model, the independent variables is labeled the X variable and the dependent variable is the Y variable. The relationship between the X and Y can show on a graph with the independent variable and X along the horizontal axis and the dependent variable Y along the vertical axis. The aim is the regression model is to determine the straight line relationship that connect X and Y. The straight line connecting any two variables X and Y can be stated algebraically as. Now we come to the formula of the linear relationships. Y is equal to A plus Bx, where A is called as the y-intercept or simply the intercept, and B is the slope or the line. The intercept and the slope for the line can be determined, then this entirely determine the straight line. So this is a graph for the linear straight line. Dramatic represents of a straight line, y-axis and x-axis. So rise y2 minus y1 and slope is equal to b is equal to rise upon run is equal to y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. This is the graph of y is equal to a plus bx. This figure, this is the graph of the graph gives a dramatic presentation of a straight line showing the meaning of the slope and the intercept. The solid line that goes from the lower left to the upper right of the diagram. has the equation y is equal to a plus bx and the intercept for the line in the point where the line crosses the y-axis. This occurs at x is equal to 0, where y is equal to a plus bx is equal to a plus b, 0 is equal to a plus 0 is equal to a. And this mean that to intercept for the line is the slope of the line is b, and this refers to the steepness of the line. Whether the line rises sharply or is fairly flat, suppose that 2 points or the line are x1, y1 and x2, y2. The horizontal and the vertical distances between these 2 points form the basis of the slope of the line. In order to determine the slope, begin with point x1 and y1 and draw a horizontal line. Horizontal line as far to the right at x2. This is the solid line that goes to the right from and point x1, y1, y1. Slope of the line rise upon run, and slope b rise upon run, y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. So now we come to the least square regression line. What is the least square regression line? Suppose that a researcher that decide the variable x is an independent variable and that has some influence on the dependent variables y. This need not imply that y is directly caused by x. But the researcher should have some reason for the considering x to be the independent variable. It may be that x has occurred before y, or that other researchers have generally found that x influenced y. If there is n observers on each of the x and y, these can be plotted in a scatter diagram. The independent variables x is one of the horizontal axis and the dependent variable y along with the vertical axis. Using the scatter diagram, the researcher can be observe the scatter point and decide whether there is a straight line relationship connecting the two variables. By sight of the researcher can make this judgment, and he or she could also draw the straight line that appears to fit the point the best. This provides rough and ready way to estimate the regression line. This is not a systematic procedure, and another person examine the same data might produce a different line, making a different judgment and concerning whether or not there is a straight line relationship between the two variables. In order to provide systematic estimate of the line, statistical have devised procedures to obtain an estimate of the line that fits the point better than the possible lines. The procedure most commonly used for the least square criteria and the regression line that result from this is called the least square regression line. While not all steps in the derivation of this line are shown here, the following explanation should provide initiative idea for the rationale of the derivation for the least square regression line. Now this is the complete protocol of the regression modeling. This session will be completed. This session powered by the digital version 2.0 JVWU-Regression Women's University, and hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve this problem for the problem resolving classes. So students, thank you.